What would you rather have, $10,000 or know who masturbated to you and why? I found out one person who masturbated to me and I decided I don't ever want to know that information. A former coworker, who was in a long-term relationship with another former coworker. We were all friends on Facebook. She found a printed out picture of me from Facebook under his side of the mattress. Nothing too risque, just a sexy shirt with cleavage lol. She confronted him and told me about it because she was so freaked out. She didn't blame me or anything like that. I was hooked out because I never would have ever with him. The money would be useful. I can't imagine that list being useful. Just because someone one time spent 10 seconds with an intrusive thought before switching to Chris Hemsworth imagery instead doesn't mean they're actually interested in me now. And if they were, would that mean it was someone I am interested in too? I feel like if that were the case we'd both already know. I don't think there's someone out there who is pining for me that I also happen to have a crush on. Not like I have a crush on $10,000 anyway. No, it probably would cost me $10,000 in therapy bills at least. A mix of horror from creeps, mixed with people I would have loved to have been involved with but had no idea that they were into me. And of course you know that ex you took ages to get over and were racked with self-loathing. They wanked to you 11 times this luck with that closure and accepting they are never coming back. It'd take like to know who masturbated to me. If that's a weird ass answer, let me explain. As a girl, I have a kink that I love to turn guys on. Seeing guys get boners as I'm kissing them, or rubbing on their lap and seeing it poke through their clothes is genuinely the biggest fucking turn on to me. Knowing how many people and who in my life has masturbated to me would be like my sexual dream. $10,000 could make a significant difference in my life right now. I don't give a single fudge who's masturbated to me. I'm sick of living without an address and desperately need a space where I can decompress from all of the crazy shit I've lived through these last 2 years. $10,000 gives so much more security. $10,000. It gives me comfort to think of my brain as my own safe space. I have the right to my own brain and what is stored in there. I can choose what to share, and with whom. I wouldn't want to infringe on somebody's safe space. I'm also happily engaged, so nothing good would come out of knowing who has masturbated to me. If you're hot enough that you feel pretty sure someone masturbated to you, why would you want to know? Only unhope people would want to know as it would be a surprise. But because it would be a surprise they also should just take the 10K as it would be unlikely to be a useful disclosure. Everyone takes the 10K. I'm 30. Any of the people from my younger years have families. Any that are closer to current, I'm not really interested in. I know of one probable one, but that person was an employee 20 years my senior and also mentally unstable. I'll take the $10,000 and pay my car off and max out my Roth for the year. I'm 2 years after divorce so the money isn't tight but the booty sure is, and not in a good way. It's dry as fuck out here. I'll take that list ASAP. I'm at the point where rejoining Facebook just to see if that high school girl that had a crush on you is divorced sounds like a solid plan. Okay, even if you get the info and it's someone who still likes you, what are you fond to do? Oh hey Kayla, yes I heard you have feelings for me. Yeah, I found out you recently masturbated to me, so wanna get coffee sometime. Yeah, awkward. I'll take the $10,000 and then tell those scammers that send those hilarious emails to go ahead and send them all out so then all those people would know. Joking aside, I'll take the $10,000 knowing that no one is getting off to me. 10K. The answer to that question would be proper. I've already had sex with people who are keeping me a fantasy for a reason, and people I don't want to know about. Probably going to find out about a lot of pedophiles that way, so I'm either finding out which dudes have jerked off to me, not homophobic, just don't want to know that, or I'm forever thinking of a possible missed connection. Even if I was a billionaire I'd take the cash. At first I'm thinking the money, but then I think, I do have some child photos of me around social medias, would this literally add a pedo? And I feel like I can make good money on selling that info. There's a very narrow set of circumstances where it will be reasonable to value that information at $10,000, and a lot of them have to do with a significant drop in the spending power of the dollar. Well, actually $10,000, because probably no one has done that until now. And what would I do if a relative rubbed on off while thinking of me? That is stuff straight out of the nightmares. Was gonna choose the money cause I'm too curious for my own good. But then I remembered all the old men who catcalled me before I'd reached the age of 12. I'll take the $10,000 lol. At first I was thinking this is an obvious pick, the money. X200B. But, X200B. Would be nice to know who got off to me. When I find out no one else can I still get 10K. I will be tempted to pay up to $10,000 to not know. I cannot imagine any reason that I would want to know, and can imagine reasons why I might be sorry that I found out. I could do more with the money than the info. I can always find a use for 10K, but there is a really good chance knowing who has rubbed one out to me is worthless. $10,000 every time. You have no idea who's been masturbating to you, and probably 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't be flattered or find the idea attractive. If you look that good where people have masturbated to you, then it's better to take the $10,000 because likely you have no problem getting laid anyway. Obviously 10 grand is the only option. It truly does not matter who masturbates to who, and the answer to why will always be to orgasm. Case closed. I honestly don't know. I would like 10 grand, but I think I might go with knowing. Is it a one-time deal, or do you get to know if a new person has? Never understood the obsession with knowing whoever fantasized about me. That's their business, and I'll take the 10K without a second thought. 10K, because I don't want to know all the people I'm definitely not interested in to know they do that. Plus 10K is a good little chunk of money. Just give me the $10,000, that's worth more. I doubt anyone I'm attracted to has masturbated to me. Because let's be real, that's all that matters. If the answer isn't no one or the one person I know who did it, I'd rather have the answer than the money. Money, obviously. Real question here. Is the ability to know a perpetual thing, or only up until the point you accept? Either way, I'd like to know for reasons. In this economy, I'd rather have the money, no question. As to the second option, flattering though it might be, it's none of my business. Majority of people would have had no one toss a salad over them, so why would you not accept the $10,000, to what you already know? Man shrugging, man facepalming. I think this question is geared towards women. I'd take the 10K, ain't nobody masturbating to a 5 feet 8 inches dude with a questionable hairline. I've already had creepy older dudes tell me they fapped me when I was underage, don't need to know who else has. I'll take the cash. I mean, according to all you guys, it all just turns into a post-nut clarity, so there's really no point in knowing. I'll take the money. I would pay 10K to not know who's masturbated to me. For some reason the idea of having that information makes me extremely anxious. 10 grand please, because I couldn't give a flying fuck. It won't make a bit of difference to my life, but the money would big time. 10K please. No need to be disappointed by my inability to be memorable enough for someone to mix a batch while thinking of me, so long as it comes untaxed and with no legal ramifications. $10,000. I can't see any positives to knowing who masturbated to me. Money, I really don't want to know who masturbated to me. There might be some of that list that would be pretty disgusting. I'd take the $10,000. Not knowing is no real biggie. If they've masturbated over me or not, I've probably masturbated to them. You set dollar figure too high. Personally, I'd take the information, but it's a tough call. $1,000 might get more interesting. Money. Clearly money. In the world we live in, most of us could use the money. If you take the other, you must be rich. $10,000 would actually benefit me. Knowledge may be power, but I don't have the disposition to exploit that knowledge. Handies down. $10,000. IDGAF about who's mixed a batch to me. If anything, it'd probably lower my opinion of them anyway. I'll take the money. The answer to that second part is, no one whose image won't give you a fucking tumor, fat ass. I honestly don't want to know if anyone's ever masturbated to me. That's TMI. I can find a good use for 10 grand. I'm sure the answer's not nobody, but regardless of what the answer is, $10,000 would be more useful than knowing. I would only choose the masturbating one if the list was continuously updated. It would make flirting much easier. $10,000 that can be used for an actual purpose, or have a brief ego boost, or receive a creepy revelation. If it was 10K versus top 3 overall and top 3 ranked by hotness, then sure, I'd take the Diaries of the Ladies Misled. I'd rather have the 10 grams as. It would be sad to find out nobody ever jerked off to me and I could have had 10 grams as knowledge that is actually useless to know, or 10K used. To quote an onion, a riddle for the ages. I already know plenty of people who have masturbated to me. They had the courtesy to tell me. Cash any day, 10K always. I don't need to know who masturbated to me. Ignorance is bliss, and let them have their fun. I'd the latter. 'Cause I want to know if there's someone out there who even has a slight feeling of affection to me. Under no circumstances do I want to know if or why people are fapping to me. That's between them and God. Well, I doubt anyone has ever had me in their spank bank. That said, I'd still take the $10,000 regardless. Money, 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 money. Wahaha. I'm rich. I'm wealthy. I'm independent. I'm socially secure. Given the choice between hearing the word nobody and getting 10,000, I would easily take the 10,000. I'm just curious enough to turn down the 10,000. Any more and I would definitely take the money. The question is receive $10,000 or be told the answer to a question you already know the answer to. $10K. Whether or not I feature in anyone's fantasies highly unlikely won't change my behavior. I'll take the cash. I already know some people have, and I don't care to find out who else has. Depends. Do we get to smash with the person who masturbated to us if we find them attractive? 10K. Easily I swap with people who now, I know who's nut to me and who's nut during a video call. Easy, I'll take the 10K. I don't care about the other one and the money will change my life. 10K is not life-changing enough. This info is worth 10K. Unless the answer is 0 people, embarrassed smiley face, sad face. $10,000. So I could put it towards a down payment to a house. IDGAF. Who's masturbated to me? Easy money. I'd rather money than have someone answer to me or BF. Like I know that. Tough choice. $10,000 or having nothing happen because that person probably doesn't exist. 10K would literally change my life. Like you have no idea how much JT would change my life. Who masturbated? Making 10K isn't that hard. That knowledge is literally not purchasable. I'll take the 10,000. Please. Anyone who would masturbate to me needs some deep therapy. I will take the $10,000. Chances are too good the answer is 0 people have cranked it to me. $10,000 OFC. No one's yanking it to me. The money is more valuable in this scenario lol.